Hi students, welcome to VT Chap. Students, in this video, I will explain about one important test which we can conducted on motor and as well as the generator for a DC source. Right? For DC motor and DC generator, a test that we can conducted is nothing but what a Swimmer's test. What test? Swimmer's test. This test is used to know the efficiency or to know the losses if a temperature rises initially and increasing of the temperature, how it will be. So this is very important topic, students. So a circuit diagram is there, relations are there, and to know the efficiency of a machine, right? So Swimmer's test is a indirect method. This is not direct method, it is an indirect method. Normally for DC machines we have direct method and as well as indirect method testings are there. In this method, the losses are measured separately and efficiency at a desired load, right? So two things are important here. One is the losses and as well as the efficiency. In previous video, I explained about that the losses plays a major role to know the performance of the machine, right? So machines are tested for finding out the losses, efficiency and temperature rise. For small machines, direct loading is performed. Okay, for small machines direct testing is there. For big machines it is indirect method. It is an indirect method. For large shunt machines, indirect methods are used like Swimmer's test or Hopkinson test. Swimmer's or Hopkinson test. The machine is running at a motor, rated voltage and speed. Okay, a machine is there, it is running at a rated voltage and as well as speed. The connections diagram of a DC shunt machine is shown in figure. This is input source, minus and plus, voltmeter, ammeter to measure the current, to measure the voltage, and this is the 3-point starter. This is the 3-point starter to start a machine, right? Here this is the armature, and to measure the current, ammeter. This is also a ammeter, right? Let V be the supply voltage, I naught is the no load current, right? And ISH is the shunt field current. Therefore, at no load, the armature is given as IA naught is equal to I naught minus ISH, right? IA naught, armature at no load current is equal to I naught minus ISH, and no load input V into I naught, Students, this is a no load condition. The no load power input to the machine supply following given: iron losses, friction losses, windage losses. It is a machine, okay, rotating machine, right? So many types of losses will come across this one. And armature copper losses. When the machine is loaded, okay, before there is no load, now it is loaded, some changes will be occur or not? Obviously. The temperature of the armature winding and field winding increases, right? If temperature increases, if applying the load, right, temperature increases, field winding increases, and I square R loss also increases. For calculating the IR square losses, the heat resistance should be used. A stationary measurement of resistance at room temperature T degrees and armature field at low voltage D supply. Then the heat resistance allowing the temperature to 50 degrees. Initially the temperature is T degrees and increasing to the 50 degrees centigrade. Then the relations can be written in terms of RT1 initially R naught into 1 plus alpha naught into T1. Whereas to increasing from initial temperature to 50 degrees temperature, then the relation is R naught into 1 plus alpha naught into T1 plus 50 degrees, right? So alpha naught is the temperature coefficient at 0 degrees. Therefore, RT1 50 is equal to RT1 into 1 plus alpha naught into, very important relation, students. Why? Because we are depending upon the temperature here, right? So load is also depend upon the temperature, right? If load increases, what happens? The I square loss also increases, right? Vice versa. So that's what here we are finding the stray losses. In the previous video, I explained about what is the meaning of stray losses. It's a combination of iron losses, friction losses, windage losses, right? So here this is the basic relation that we have to find the stray losses. Why losses are there? Because to find the efficiency of the machine, right? So the efficiency of the machine at running condition, motor input is V into I, armature copper loss I square RA or I minus ISH whole square into RA. and constant losses is PC. That is constant losses nothing but what core losses, or we can say iron losses. Therefore, the total loss is given as I minus ISH whole square plus PC, that is constant losses. And to find the efficiency of a motor, right, input minus losses by input power, input power minus losses by input power. What is the input power? We have VI minus I minus ISH whole square into RA plus PC by VI. So efficiency of the machine is running as a generator. Before it is a motor. Now the same thing with respect of the generator. Just where the minus is there, just to keep here plus. The values are same as it is, right? Now here NG is equal to, okay, efficiency of the generator is equal to output power by output plus losses. Output power V into I plus ISH whole square into RA plus PC. So like this, a motor and as well as the generator of the temperature rise, efficiency, losses we can find by the Sampana's test. So the main advantage of this Sampana's test are the power required to test is very less for small, okay, the voltage is very small for this one, for a big machines. Thus this method is an economical and convenient method for testing of a DC machines. As the constant losses is known, the efficiency can be predetermined by at any load. Yes, if you know the constant losses, we can find the losses at any efficiency or any load. Okay, so we have some limitations are there, students. Machines having constant flux are only eligible for Simmons test. Okay, one condition that what the constant flux. Shunt machines and level compound generators. Shunt and level compound generators are used to measure the Sampana's test, not series machines, right? And series machines cannot run on light loads and the value of the speed and flux varies greatly. Yes, thus the Simmons test are not applicable for series machine. Why? Because without load we cannot start a series machine. Definitely should have some load only. So the load can be fluctuates at some particular points. So the flux never be constant. Hence, we cannot conduct a Sampana's test on this DC series machine, students. Okay. So why what's the concept of this test is nothing but to know the performance of the machine in terms of losses, in terms of temperature rise, and as well as the efficiency of the system. Okay, students, this is the derivation what I done, but you have to do some problems also a part of this derivation. Okay, I wish you all the best. Thank you.